Like you can stretch it.
Oh yeah.
You can mold it. You can like
Wow, look at the resistance on it. Oh God.
You got a leaky toilet? You can plug it up with a ball sack
on it.
Let's do it. Woo. Jeremiah Watkins in the building.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're doing it.
Let's go.
Coming in hot. Let's do it.
Let's go, man.
Gotta get some energy today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was crying walking to work today, so I need better
Why are
energy.
you crying walking to work?
I don't know. I think I'm on my period. I think I was reading it was literally a tweet about 2 hockey players. And
Well, hockey makes you gay. Hockey brings out the gay in John big time.
It was like, let me ask you this: if this is very, very sweet between 2 adult men who play with clubs.
Okay. These are regular dudes who just play men's league.
It's
hockey.
Patrice. No. It's Patrice Bergeron and Milan Lucic.
Okay.
And Milan Lucic, the advanced statistics, the advanced analysis always says.
I'm already crying. The advanced statistics is so heartfelt.
They always say that he's a bad hockey player.
Okay.
All the time, right? They
Okay.
crush him. They're like, he sucks. I don't know why he's still in the league. Blah 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 blah. And he was asked because do you think that they're a good stat? And he said, I think they're really dumb, but I'm happy they exist because it means Patrice Bergeron gets appreciated more. And I was like, oh, that's just really sweet.
That made you cry.
I said almost tear up. Almost tear up.
Well, you started with I was crying on my way to work. So which one is it?
I tweeted that it almost made me tear up.
When was the last time
You're in
cried?
rough shape, man. You're drinking Pedialyte, almost crying.
This is
What's
we have
happening?
Vitalite,
What's
sir.
happening?
The Vitalite.
We have water now, but we haven't had water in this office for like 6 months.
Let me tell you something about this place.
Okay. By the way, way bigger than I thought.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, this is obscenely big.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
almost too big. It's like there's thousands of people
It's
here who do nothing.
definitively too
Yes.
big.
It's
There's how many
crazy.
people here today? Usually there's no one here.
Yeah,
Usually it's
Somebody asked me if I wanted merch when I walked in.
you can take whatever you want in this place. People here like don't believe in the idea that water comes from a faucet. Like if it's not in a bottle of water, people will sit here and die of thirst.
I drank
before
some from the faucet this morning.
It's great from the faucet.
Hey,
It's got
man.
that little bit of pennies taste in it.
Builds up your
Yeah, you
immunity.
get some
come
germs
on.
in you.
Dude,
Maybe
it's
kind of
not-
put your mouth on the faucet.
It's that I'm bad at remembering
Were you that
to save
kid?
bottles.
Were you that kid in school?
Oh, on the water fountain?
The lips on the water fountain.
I'm
Deep-throating
deep
it?
throating that shit, man. When there was always one water fountain that I would be willing to walk like the extra hallway to get to, where it
Yeah.
was frosty.
It's got
and it had a
good distance on
good
it.
stream,
Arc.
good strong
yeah,
stream
yeah.
on it. And then there were the ones though that were just like bloop 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 bloop, like it was
Yeah.
just bubbling out. And I would be like, I'm thirsty, man. Sorry.
Yep.
And the kids would be like, 1, 2, tapping on my shoulder. I'd be like, get off me! Suck it on
me
this
have
fucking
this.
spigot.
Kevin's really going to town on that faucet. The custodian's coming by. It's like, I don't need to clean this one.
It would honestly like spill out of the sides of your
Yeah.
mouth. Because you couldn't really get your mouth, you couldn't close it enough.
Yeah.
So it was I mean, like I've seen videos nowadays of exactly what I was like. It's like that was me at the Driscoll ice rink.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Every single time I got
That loud slurp that every.
And then like you would come up and people would think you'd be done. You go back down for more. You just gotta come up for some air and get back in on that.
You'd always know who the kid who hadn't come out yet. He'd be like, It's like perfect. There's no spillage whatsoever. You're like, wait, that guy's really good at that.
It is great because it was like I would bet kids these days go to school with like a water bottle. But like our parents weren't raised on water, so
Yeah.
they didn't think to give us water.
This
is my swell that I brought.
Yes.
Yeah.
My daughter has we send her every day with like a thermos type thing. Like we put ice in it, it stays cold all day.
Yeah.
When she goes to, we send her to school. Her lunch is in a bag with an ice pack. I'm like, I used to eat warm ass cold cuts every
for
day,
sure.
and I used to suck on a water fountain. Now my kid has icy cold water all day long and a cold ass sandwich. It's crazy.
I would do a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. She'd put an orange in it so she could throw it at me and tell me to go fuck myself. And then by the time I got to that sandwich, it was fucking mashed around.
Smashed in.
And then peel it off around the orange.
But like, I don't know why. I guess I think like I'm like my daughter's so spoiled with these basic things like cold water and fresh food. It's like maybe we should have got a little bit better. I don't know. Like here's your
The melted ham and cheese, where it's like already pancaked by the time you get to it. Yeah.
And that's like that the universal smell of lunchboxes.
Yeah.
No matter what you had and I had, like enough peanut butter and jelly with enough bologna with enough blah 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 just becomes the lunchbox smell. And then it's It just smells that way forever.
Did you have a good enough lunch where kids would want to trade with you?
I would have a good enough snacks.
Gotcha.
My house was like the Wild West with soda and snacks and treats and desserts. Like my lunch was always pretty standard, regular sandwiches, whatever. But my snacks, like other kids' snacks, would be like an apple, and I'm rolling up with like donuts and shit. Like, this is where
that's
it's
what I'm
at.
talking about.
I was trading for like drugs. Like, you can have my snack. Give me an 8-ball, give me a donut here, man. I was always the king of that, and like Gushers and Fruit by the Foot and Fruit Roll-Ups.
Yes.
And it was Kool-Aid, Cool Burst, drinks and all that. The actual meal, never that good. And you know what? That's pretty much who I am. This this is my life.
Sure is.
It molded
stuck
me.
with you.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Like I'll especially recently, dinner is just like I need to eat enough food to justify dessert.
get to the dessert.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, I think I've had a few bites of protein. Now it's a pint of ice cream. The ice cream's out of control, John. I just started. I'm new to ice cream.
What do you?
I know it's weird.
What do you mean you're new to ice cream?
As much of I'm a hardcore sweet tooth guy, but
You
ice
look like
cream-
the most American male, and you're like, I've never heard of this ice cream. What is
I
ice
never
cream?
ate it. I just
Yeah.
never ate it. And then I discovered Haagen-Dazs caramel cone. Like growing up, it was always just kind of like chocolate or vanilla, and then I never, I just never realized how many fucking bomb ass flavors there are.
Bro,
and
what
now
are
that I
you
got caramel,
talking
now that I
about
got
right
caramel
now?
cone,
Like, you never heard
Have you
of
ever
Ben
been to a
Jerry's?
Baskin Robbins before?
Yeah, no, I've been, but I just never really dabbled in. I like cookie dough, but even cookie dough, there was never enough cookie dough in it for me.
This is exciting, man. This is like you're watching Game of Thrones for the first
Yeah,
time. I'm jealous.
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
wait,
right,
you're
right.
getting to try all these ice creams for the first time?
But here's
You
the thing. Like I started dabble in fish food and all these, all the classic like Ben and Jerry's things, and they're fine.
The fish food isn't fine. Fish food is fucking divine.
It's fine to me. This caramel cone, man. I think about it 24/7. It's crazy. It's a pint every time. I'm ordering it. I'm fucking getting it delivered. I went the other day and I got a quart of it from Haagen-Dazs. They can pack a pint, and they also had a quart there, and I was like, "Can I have a quart, please?" I think the guy was like, "You want a quart?" Okay. I almost wanted to just give me the big thing out of
He
the
starts asking, so he's like, so yeah, you throwing a party or something? Like, yeah.
So you have like 12 or 15 people coming over? No, it's just a single depressed man in his apartment all alone. That's all. But yeah, man, it's like I was already getting too fat, and now the ice cream is. But I'm not gonna stop myself. So whatever.
There we go. We're in it. We're in it.
man. Just you gotta live.
I went through a phase last year where I was doing some bad stuff. Where like I was a scientist with it. Where like I would get like a fucking anything but the kitchen sink or like a half baked or something that was full of
half baked is the one.
too much stuff. And then I would also melt peanut butter in the fridge, in the microwave. And then I'd like put that in and mix it all up. So I
don't
gave
you
it.
judge me,
Well,
bro.
I went through
Yeah,
a bad
dude.
phase.
Fat scientist
I
over
came out
here,
the other
yeah.
end. Yeah, you're looking at a recovered addict. And I'll say you got to get your life together.
If you're the recovery, I don't know. You're still waking up.
This
with
is what you could look like. Be excited about that.
Anytime John's the after
Yeah,
photo,
yeah,
I'm not sure.
What if
about
I don't
this.
like the after more than the before? What motivation do I have to do this?
Oh man, that's great. What are your vices? I don't trust anyone who doesn't have a vice.
I mean, food definitely.
You look fat.
Masturbation.
Porn addiction, like everybody else.
Add it to the list.
That was I told you before when I got kicked out of college and my dad was like the first question he asked like, "Are you addicted to porn?" And I was like,
Your dad asked you that?
And I was like, dude, why don't we start with booze and drugs? Like, why'd you go to porn right away? Do you look at me and you think I'm such a fucking pussy that there's no chance I'm an alcoholic
No,
or
you
a
know
drug
what?
addict?
No, it
That it's
spins
gotta
on
be
for you.
porn?
Spins on for you. Maybe he was like, I know that my son can handle booze and drugs. There must be something weird going on. He's a Feidelberg. There's no way he's that much of a pussy.
Right.
He must be a pervert.
What's going on? Are you
One or
addicted
the
to
other in
porn?
our family, son. Did you
Genetically
take after your
speaking.
mom or your dad?
The recessive genes say. So what I love about Scissor Bros is it might be the weirdest goddamn thing on the internet.
It's
I think
it's very underground still, and it's very bizarre.
I think the internet lost its weird.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
like that, the internet used to be for weirdos.
Yeah,
you know?
it
And
used to
that's
be
what
the
we
rabbit
were.
hole of weird.
Yeah, and that was what was cool about it. And now it went mainstream, dude. I was on the internet before it was cool, dude. You know,
Yeah, dude.
It was like so many people are on it for fucking their own money and fame and politics and arguing and all that shit. And I just want to get back to weird shit, dude. And you guys, Scissor Bros is it.
We try to do the weird and the silly on that show.
Yeah, that
and,
is.
yeah.
That is. No fear, man. You guys just do everything and anything.
We go for it, yeah.
I was about to say no shame. I went with no fear instead.
There's a lot of shame on the show. No, we film stuff and I'm like, we literally look at each other like, can we put this out?
Yeah.
Like, can we like, is
does
this like...
Instagram ever like suppress your shit because it gets so weird or no?
Yeah,
that's
Instagram
a
and
shame.
TikTok as well. They're real weird about even if you censor stuff. They'll pull it from TikTok,
Yeah,
and
it's
it's like
fucked.
really
Which is so
frustrating.
weird, 'cause
I'm
I
like,
thought
I
TikTok
spent the
was
time to freaking put the boxer on my friend's butthole. I mean, what more do you want? Community guidelines. Come on, what are we doing here? I put the censored up. Kids can watch this.
It's also to me, it's like they should judge intent. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like this is goofy, weird. This is just guys being
No,
dudes.
there should
you know?
be somebody more chill rather than AI who's
Yeah.
judging it. You know what I mean? Like
Some
somebody
dudes,
like a
like,
dude named
smoking a
Carl
joint,
that's like,
like-
I mean, that's pretty funny right there. You know what I mean?
Zuckerberg needs to hire some weird like custodian guy who's
Yes.
seen it all to be like, well, it's funny. It's his butthole.
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
you know,
come on.
But someone who's trying to be cool and too edgy, like, well, those guys get banned. But
Yeah.
these guys, let them run wild.
Well, that I never understand. Like, there's like OnlyFans girls who get away with crazy
Murder,
stuff on
dude.
Instagram and
Murder.
TikTok, and then like it's my buddy who he just pranked me. I went to the bathroom, and then like we had our other buddy filming. He was facing face down into the bed completely naked when I walked back in. And then I took a shoe and I started hitting with it, and they banned that on TikTok. I'm like, dude, that's innocent.
That's just good, clean
Stop,
fun.
Come on, what are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, I was just looking at a Instagram girl that I'm happy it's not banned, but I'm like, how is this on my timeline?
Right,
here?
right.
It's like, I have to go excuse myself to the bathroom right now. Like, this is crazy.
That's unfortunate when it's like it's in the middle of the day and you're like,
Well,
why you do this to me?
time to masturbate.
I've said that before. Where I have people like on Instagram where it's like it doesn't even matter what they post. It's like I saw their name and I was like, oh god.
The brain just gets
You come when you see the handle at the top.
Yeah.
Thought I muted you, son of a bitch! Dang it! Yeah, you think someone's hot when they affect your productivity. You're so hot I can't work, bitch. That's when you know you're.
I put the Instagram blog. Like,
Yeah.
This is not allowed 9 to 5.
And his calendar just says me time. You're like, what is this?
Oh man. So you got Scissor Bros, and then stand up on the spot. I've never seen. I've only seen clips of it, but that is one of the more like impressive things I've seen any of you guys do. I mean, and I mean you have the best of the best on there, so I'm not surprised they can do it. But,
Right.
For a whole industry that usually has routines and I know crowd work is big and all that shit, but to just put people literally on the spot.
It's I tell comics and the audience, like I stress to them, I'm like, this is the hardest show in comedy. It just is. Like, so
I wouldn't agree to do it.
anybody who like does it and does well at it, I'm like, you should like be stoked that they're allowing us to release this.
Yeah.
Like, this is like an edgy thing.
right.
that's,
I was
like,
like,
happening.
actually going to ask that. Are there people who just bomb and you're ever like,
Yeah, there's stuff like every once in a while we'll like I mean the sets I have, everybody do a little bit longer set than what's actually going to show up like on the
Sure,
episode.
sure.
And then if it's really really bad, like if they want to take anything they want taken out, I said,
Check out,
yeah, they get 100% creative control as far
That's
as like
cool.
what gets taken out. So
Yeah.
I make sure that they're comfortable before I release anything.
and do most
then-
people like give it a once over or like are they cool?
Yeah,
It's like,
no. There's some people who, as soon as like I'm shaking their hand when I come to the stage, they're like, "You can use all of that," and I'm like, "Yeah, baby, less work for me. I love it." Yeah.
I mean, I can understand you got to like protect your work and all that stuff, but if you're gonna do it, right? Like let it
Yeah,
rip.
I
and
mean,
then-
the people who do the show end up. I'm like, in some ways, I'm like, I think it's even better than a podcast appearance for stand-ups because I'm like, you're showing the audience what they're going to expect from you
Yeah.
if you show up to a gig
Totally.
in their city. Like
Totally.
you're seeing and you're not burning material. So,
right?
yeah.
Because I mean, there are definitely people we've met along the way that are great at comedy and not so great at podcasting. Or
Dude,
great at
they're
podcasting and not so
different
great at
muscles
comedy. They're
entirely.
totally
Some of the funniest
totally.
comics ever, you get them in a room and then they're like,
super
yeah,
awkward.
okay, yeah. They can't
Like
carry
quiet,
conversation.
It's like, oh, you are just like a savant when it comes
Right.
to punchlines. And then other guys who you think are the funniest people in the world, but then when they got to hit a punchline, it's like, oh. those guys are always like pretty funny, but it just doesn't match up. You know?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that's a cool in between where it's like a little bit of the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
How long do people go for?
So I usually have people do sets of like 7 to 10 minutes, and then I join them on stage for like 3 to 5 minutes, and where we take suggestions together, and that's like very riffy and like kind of more of like anybody who like does a lot of podcasts. I'm like, they thrive like really well when I go back up with them, just because we're bouncing off each other and stuff like that.
So when they go out for 7 to 10, they are taking crowd suggestions, or they give
all
us
audience
words?
suggestions.
So it's kind of like improv.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. And then I tell them, I'm like, if you don't like the suggestion, like skip it or say I don't like that. I'm like, you have control. So like, there's like, don't force yourself to talk about something you don't want to talk about.
Right.
I'd feel so much pressure. I'll do it all. I don't fucking care.
All right. Yeah. I'll take every single one of your suggestions. Yeah.
Well, we got introduced to Middle Ditch and Schwartz. Like a few years ago now? Have you seen that? I mean, their improv special was like, improv has like a little bit of a stigma of being like, dorky.
When it's done well, it's really cool.
When it's done well, it's like the coolest shit I've ever seen.
Really impressive.
Like, beyond any other type of comedy I've ever watched. It's like, this is way different than, like it's always like a trope in a TV show or something like that.
Sure.
But they're like comedic geniuses when you get going like that. 7 to 10 minutes where you just are out there.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going to happen. That's the longest 10 minutes of someo's life if they're not,
Oh,
prepared.
for sure. It feels like an eternity. Can I get another suggestion? You're going on to the next one. Yeah. So when speaking of like the internet, the weird rabbit hole, like, were you a weird internet, like, how old are you? 33.
Yeah, so you're right in like the same,
Oh, dude. I mean, I grew up like with the Jackass era and stuff like that, and that's what's been cool is like we had Wee Man and Rick Kosick on one of the episodes, and like just to do stuff like just in that realm. We had Jackass from the most recent Jackass movie, and it's just cool to collaborate with those kind of guys who are just wanting to be silly and stupid, and they're not worried about looking cool.
Absolutely.
I'm like, that's
what
for
we
me
lost.
in comedy,
Right.
like. That is something that is very big in stand-up on both female and male sides right now, is this persona of still wanting to be cool to the audience. And I'm like, I'm a moron. I'm an idiot, and I love being silly and stupid. You know what I mean? I'm not. It doesn't matter to me. I'm not like,
right.
Hey man, it's good to be. Thanks so much for having me, man. I love your content, guys. I really appreciate what you're putting out in the world, man. I'm like, I was talking about tits and jerking off.
I mean, as you just mentioned Jackass, I just started laughing at myself, just thinking about in the latest movie where they smush their dicks into those, whatever those things were. Like,
that one made me like. I'm like, how's this not like?
Well, your dick is malleable, man.
Dick is pretty.
The dick and ball sack.
Oh, dude.
Not the balls. The ball sack is impenetrable.
I mean, I could show you a thing or two with my ball sack. My ball sack is like freaking, I mean,
my
This
ball,
is like
my
the third
ball sack,
episode in a row.
I know, we keep talking about the ball sack, because it's amazing.
Maybe fourth.
It's
But
amazing.
Not just about them as all, but like about trying to injure them.
And every time I grab it in front of them, I'm like,
look,
I can tell you. Seriously.
I had a buddy in high school. He's like, "You want to see the IMAX?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He would lay down and he'd go. He had the stretchiest sack ever. 2 hands where he would legit go like this, and you're like, "What is happening right now?" You
IMAX.
Yeah.
Dude, I feel like ball sack is one of those things from like a Billy Mays commercial. Like, you can stretch it.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can mold it. You can like,
Wow! Look at the resistance on it. Oh God!
You got a leaky toilet? You can plug it up with a ball sack on it.
Not for kids under the age of 12.
Oh man! Like seriously, like make the plane out of the ball sack. Make everything out of the ball sack.
Yeah. Cars leather. Oh, ball sack interior.
Imagine you get in a car on a hot summer day. You sit on your ball sack interior.
You're like, dude, I can't get out of my car. Help me.
A bunch of weird bumps. Like, what does that one mean?
Yeah.
In the winter, it'd be nice.
Like, is that what
nice
it's cozy?
Oh, dude. Yeah, my car is smaller right now in the winter. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it goes from a sedan to an SUV, mid-sized SUV in the summer. It stretches out.
I don't know why it's a smart car now. It's crazy.
I genuinely, I've said it before. I think the Jackass guys are like one of the most important, like movements for like dudes, like regular guys who like all of a sudden it was funny. It was okay to be a little gay. It was okay to be a little stupid, a little dangerous, whatever. You know, it's like everyone my age is a little like, yeah, let's look at our ball sacks, man. I think it was because of them.
I do this stand-up bit every once in a while where I talk about how like that the era of Jackass, like a lot of the stuff of the stunts that we're doing are literally just gay stuff.
Shit.
Hi, I'm Shiva, and I'm gonna kiss my friend Chris Pontius.
I was like, wait, what's the stunt?
Isn't this gnarly?
Like what?
I'm Johnny Knoxville, and this is me in a committed relationship with a man.
Exactly.
Dude, this next stunt is called gay marriage. Dude, the stunt's gonna go for 30 years.
I was like, what?
Watch us adopt a kid, man.
Right.
Crazy. Oh, that I mean, they
It
were.
was when you think about like all like just even the ones that weren't like a little gay, they would just be like. And also, here's a twist: we're gonna be naked.
Yeah, or we're gonna be wearing
It could be a regular
Oh, for
dangerous
sure.
thing.
Yep.
But like,
also
add the funny of putting on a man thong.
Yes, every time.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, well, I'll dive into a room full of mousetraps, but it will hurt more and it'll be more funny.
Yep.
If I'm fucking naked.
See, they're not afraid to look dumb. I love it.
Yeah, no, I mean you never. I mean, maybe I look at Knoxville now. He looks pretty cool. He's got like the salt and pepper. He's rich.
He's always
survived
been.
all these, like,
the
cool
he's
one
the
of the group.
leading man of
he's
the
star. If you will.
Yeah.
But I've never looked at those guys and been like, they're cool and like a suave.
No, it's
player
punk
like
rock.
that. Yeah,
it's total punk rock mentality. Like
right.
man, when you look at a lot of front men of like punk rock bands and stuff like that, I don't know. I never look at those guys as cool. I always look at them as anti-establishment.
But that also that's
It
the
becomes
coolest thing
its
of
own
all.
cool thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the coolest guys are those guys, but the traditional cool, looks wise or behavior wise, it's like totally opposite of that. But that we've gotten so far away from that in like the comedy world. Like we've interviewed everybody in comedy over the last few years, and like some of the drama that's been going on is just like, oh my god, where have we got between the cancel culture stuff and then the drama? It's like,
Yeah, guys, remember comedy?
yeah, jokes, laughing
at the root of everything. Just comedy.
It's just like, well, because there's so much. I guess it's probably just because there's so much money to be made now that you got to have the followers.
It's the reality. It's the reality aspect. It's the clicks. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's that clickbait mentality of like who said this and who said that, and like I gotta tune in.
Yeah, I mean, we play into it too. But
we do it.
I think we're all guilty at different times. Yeah.
But at the same time, to a man or woman, everybody from our era will point at like Jackass as being like one of like the kings of it, and they were like so the opposite of that.
Yeah.
So it's like, I guess unless
It's refreshing.
it's a true, I guess the thing is you either have to be exceptionally funny and creative and weird and unique, or you're going to rely on some of the crutches being cool or gossipy or whatever.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, you want to have your followers and make your money and blah, 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 blah. But
we had a nice balance going on, but we had like the internet was like Jackass. I guess people like to say now like everything's so extreme, but like when like our internet was like Jackass and then murder. Like there wasn't like anything in between. It was like, yo, you guys want to see a Russian dude get stabbed in the woods?
You're like, yeah, this is the internet.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yo, this is.
I use
that sounds fucking.
I use
you
the
guys wanna
internet to
see
like.
you guys what it sounds like when a deaf girl orgasms? Like, yeah, dude, I do.
Dude, I remember this one video that still haunts me. It was a static shot that somebody put like on a tripod. There's just a glass jar.
Oh yeah.
Do you know that one?
Goatsy, baby.
Yeah,
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
And the
Just the butt just envelopes the jar and it breaks.
and then the blood
it
pours out.
just so
Like
terrifying.
a
It's still
faucet.
stuck in my memory.
Yeah, no, that's one of the all-time worst.
Yeah,
that guy had to die,
because
right?
every time you would think so.
He's gotta be dead.
every
Oh,
time.
imagine like because there's nothing you can do.
That's it. It's like you're done.
I'm sorry.
It was it was just like a watch this video where like you would have no context. Your friend would be like, "Hey, watch this," and you're like, "Okay, so it's a jar," and then all of a sudden you're like, "No, why did you do this
Bro,
to me?"
I
Because
have
I
one-
saw it. That's why
Right.
you have to watch it
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
I have one. It's just a girl getting hit by a train. Just a little girl and her mom trying to
Oh my
cross
God.
trying to cross a train track, and they just do not make it, and she just gets clipped and like skids along the ground. And it's just like, well, God damn it!
You're like,
why
how
did
did the girl gets ran train on? How did this end up in my How did this end up here?
Totally different.
Dang, man,
Samsonite.
that
I was way on. Yeah, there's always one. One of the funnier ones is a guy who he just puts on a pair of plastic shorts and takes a shit. they're see-through shorts, and he just puts them on, almost like those bags that the McDonald's sodas come in, like on the go.
Oh,
Just
dude.
puts that
Yep.
on, and the camera.
I've worked at restaurants. I know what you're talking about. Changing out the nitrous and stuff. Yeah.
and he just and it just fills up.
Oh, dude.
I was like, that's a good one that haunt me. There's no blood and murder or death. That was funny. The shit in the shorts.
I seen that one it was just a guy pissing in leather, not leather, spandex, and it's just like. It's like,
Kinda coming out.
That's funny. Yeah, kind of.
My buddy showed me this one that's. I just have the memory of him diabolically laughing while I'm like, oh, why are you showing me this? Why? It was called Noodle Time or something like that. Where it was like this Asian woman starts eating tons of noodles.
Oh, okay, not this one.
And then she starts giving this guy a blowjob, and then she starts barfing the noodles over his penis. And I'm like, why? I'm like, why are you showing me this?
I definitely want very, very, very soft.
Really?
For a guy who grew up in this era, if you keep talking about it, he'll puke. You want to make him puke?
No.
We can do it right
real?
now. You want to make him do it?
Oh,
So like, are they like thick noodles, like soft noodles that just start coming out of her?
Oh,
Does
no.
it mix up with the cum? Is the noodles and
Oh,
the
no.
cum mixed up? Yeah, there it goes. Yeah, told you we can do it. Yep. It's his party trick at this point.
what?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's like
I don't know how it's got.
It's that sensitive?
it's crazy.
crazy sensitive.
Well, I know how it got
it
that
didn't
way.
used to be this way. And then, like,
It's lowering the bar, man. We do a show here that's very a little bit Fear Factor esque.
Yeah.
And
I probably love it.
I know it is great. It's like sometimes it's like it's eating weird foods, it's eating bugs, it's but
Yep.
like one time we drank thick water. You ever have that?
We did that with Rick Cossack and Wee Man, and it was one of the worst.
Yeah.
It was surprising how bad it was. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, that's a big
that was
puke.
Because it was like swallowing Vaseline.
Yeah.
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 Oh God.
Yep.
Of course, we had the porn star Lisa Ann here that day, and she was just like,
Oh. It's like I don't get it.
"Get the funnel out.
Yeah.
Give me a martini glass full of it. I've done this before."
Yeah. All my water's thick.
I'm gonna put it in my ass first, and then
yeah.
I'll straight it into a martini glass.
Yeah, she's like, yeah. So where's like the edgy stuff start with you guys? Yeah.
We snowballing it, or I don't get it. But yeah, that he became like the king of that show, and he threw up every time. So he,
Wow.
yeah.
It's not fun. But what I was gonna say before all the puking was that this is, and I've said this before, but I think this is one of the things that the current internet has taken away from like kids or people growing up. Where like it is like thinking back, it is silly how often we did it, but you just sit in a room and just say like either movie lines or videos. Like, have you seen this video? And
laugh.
then you didn't show it to me right away. Because then guess what? It doesn't ever live up to it.
Yeah,
When you
yeah.
show it to me, I'm like, I'm very often like, okay, is it like, can you tap the screen real quick so I can see how much more fucking
Yeah,
time
how much
I
you see
think
the
you've
bars
done?
that long?
And
Yeah.
you're like,
No.
oh god, like
Yeah.
just tell
No,
me it and then we'll all laugh about it. And like,
what's
that's-
worse? What's worse? Somebody showing you a supposedly funny video that's not funny, or someone playing a song for you that they think is good that you don't like?
I think the song
Is it their song?
Yeah.
That's the holy grail. Yeah, that's the holy grail of awkward. Yeah, that's great.
yeah.
the song I think
How many
is
more verses?
accepted.
Yeah.
6?
Oh, yeah.
That's not
Yo,
traditional,
that's
is it?
interesting.
Do you guys know the song Que Sera?
Yeah, I believe
It's
so.
like a show tune, Que Sera,
Yeah.
Que Sera. It's like a weird, I don't know why Shay knows this, but my daughter, she's 6, and she starts singing Que Sera, Que Sera. And there's like 5 full verses to it. And her brother goes, "It's so long and it's hurting my ear." And I was like, I feel you, dude. Yep, I feel you. There's nothing worse than someone singing or playing a
song that
song,
you don't wanna
the
listen
guitar
to.
playing it to you, and you're just like, oh,
The-
kill me now.
The song is worse. The song is better because it's more acceptable to be like, all right, I get it.
Right, you can
Where,
nod
like,
along.
If you don't like
but if you're not
they're
laughing,
like,
you're not
dude,
laughing.
The video, they're like, no, it gets
the
good.
video.
Right.
The video, you lose faith in the person.
Right. It's like, I used to like you, and now I
Right.
don't ever want to be around you again.
Yeah, I don't
you
know
think
if
this is
we
funny?
jive. Yeah.
Like, and worse than that, I thought it was going to be funny. That's how little you think
don't,
of me.
you don't
Right.
understand me at all.
Yeah, we're not friends ever.
You think my standards are this low? Yeah.
Well, there also was something to when we first started at Barstool. It was we had to find the funniest videos and the funniest stories and blog them and write
Sure.
about them, and there was like pride in it of like finding it first. Well,
You're showing it to a bunch of people who haven't seen it yet.
that when you get it right is the best thing in the world.
Well, because then they celebrate.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's like
yeah.
They're hoisting you up. You guys
Yeah,
are
adulation is
Thank you,
unbelievable.
dude. Yeah.
yeah, it's like the stupidest skill in the world, I guess, to be able to like find internet
But,
videos.
but I took great pride in that. I guess that's our other earlier. We're doing a full early internet episode. That's cool.
Yeah.
I took great pride in finding music. I don't give a fuck about music anymore.
Loved being the
But,
first guy to
I
show you a
love
good
being,
song.
Like, yo, have you heard that? And, like,
Yeah.
I guess what's literally the guy we were complaining about 30 seconds ago, but I was good at it.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else fucking sucks.
That's the
at
thing.
it.
Is
I
when
was
it's
good
bad,
at it.
it's bad. When it's good, it's like you're the hero.
Yep.
You're the funny guy, or you're like the edgy guy. It's the cutting edge guy with music is amazing.
Yeah, the first job I got when I moved to Los Angeles was it ended up being a scam. I was working for a scam company and I didn't know it, and then
so the job wasn't a scam. You were scamming people.
the job was a scam. So like I got this job.
You
but
thought it was a real job.
I thought it was a real job. I thought what we were providing was a real service for people, and it was finding people on MySpace and being like, hey, we really like your music. We think we can develop you as an artist.
Oh no.
So like they would give us these clients. So I was like, oh, this is great. Like they've been scouting them. They've been doing this thing. So I'd call them up and be like, hey, you're on our list of people who we've been looking out for. And like it was music promotional packages for artists. And then like 6 months in, I'm like, yo, like I started asking, I was like, so like, what have we done for this person?
Yeah.
Like, what's the follow up here? And they're like, yeah, no, yeah, we're doing that. And then like, I started like just Googling the company name and it had scam at the end of the word. And I was like, oh no, I'm working for a scam. I gotta
That's the worst of all because somebody's on the other end of that phone being like, we made it, guys.
Well, that's what sucks. It's like
Somebody-
there's so many jobs out there that they prey on people's dreams, and that's
Yeah.
like the
Oh.
dirtiest thing you can do. And I was like, oh no, I was luckily bad at the job, but I'm like, I sold like 8 of those. You know, like I felt bad to the
Yeah,
people
that
I
is
did.
tough.
You were like the Motown Redux. Like,
Yeah,
I'll buy
yeah.
a whole catalog.
Yeah, exactly.
Cadillac.
Yeah.
Oh man.
My
Yeah.
whole
It
catalog.
was crazy, dude.
That was another thing of the old days that like those like old school music houses, like the Columbia House, where you'd buy like 1 million CDs for a penny. Did you ever do those?
Oh, I heard of those, but
Yeah, you
never
might
did it.
rings a bell.
You guys
but-
might be like a little bit younger for that. It was like you would get like 10 CDs
Yeah.
for literally a
Shipped
penny.
to you.
But you would also like also be signed up for like 10 magazines a month for like the rest of your life.
Yeah, yeah.
Whatever it was
Yeah.
like,
It was
I'll
a-
do anything to get the
yeah.
new Guns N' Roses album.
Yeah.
For a penny? Oh my God. And then
Real
it's like
devil's
also-
advocate trade off.
Yeah, big time. We own your soul now. Oh man, the good old days. Well, I love that you're still, fighting the good fight, being weird out there.
Oh yeah,
Keeping
got
it real,
to.
dude.
Got to, man. Absolutely.
Stand up on the spot is like a traveling show.
I'm starting to a little bit. So we've done one now in Houston, Austin, and then we're filming this one tonight in New York. And my goal is we've been recording them monthly at the Comedy Store in Los Angeles. And what I want to do is keep building the show up where I start traveling to the different big comedy scenes. Like I'd love to put together some of the best comics in Chicago and Denver and different places. Different scenes, even San Diego, like in San Francisco, Portland, like there's so many great comedy scenes out there that I would love to do this like around the country.
Where did you come up?
I came up in Los Angeles, like
LA.
comedy always, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
so I've been
you're a
out
real
here.
weirdo.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Being like from LA is some weird shit.
Yeah, I grew up in Kansas and then was a transplant and started
When did you
comedy
go to LA?
in 2009.
At what age though? So that's like
20.
20? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, you got some years in LA. That's
Yeah.
Kansas to LA is like a it's like
It's
a
a
trope
big-
almost, right?
it's
Like, I'm
a
gonna go to a
big-
big city, ma.
Oh, no, pretty much. Yeah. But
There's no
luckily,
tornadoes out here.
I know. There's only earthquakes out there. Yeah.
The other natural disasters.
I
that
love
would
how
kill you.
people in different regions, like, they're like so terrified of whatever's not their natural disaster.
Well,
I always say that with the Northeast, where people are like, I couldn't live in the Northeast, like it gets cold. And I'm like, well, dude, compared to everywhere else in the country,
Yeah.
your region is actively trying to kill you. It just gets cold here.
Yeah.
yeah,
It gets
Like,
a little
Northeast
cold.
is pretty safe.
Once a year, maybe you have to shovel.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's
How many
really-
tornadoes have you lived through? Have you ever lived through like bad?
I've
ones?
never, so I've never witnessed one with my own eyes. We had a lot of tornado warnings and
Yeah,
watches when I grew up.
you get
Like
down
where
in the basement sort of thing? Yeah.
Go to the basement.
He has
and-
he has a guarantee, a stone cold lock that he will never die from a tornado.
100% fact.
He thinks anybody who dies.
I've
from
never
a
made any
tornado
other
is an
guarantees in
idiot.
my life.
He's like,
I think
Jeremiah's
that's
like,
a
my whole family
pretty-
died from one.
I'll take you to Kansas.
I'll show you. Think you eat those words, boy.
Yeah.
It is a Criminal Minds episode. I don't know if it takes place in Kansas, but a guy kills people in like the
By throwing them into tornadoes.
Well, he like ties him up and then like he like chops them up first, chops off like their limbs first, and then leaves them like he goes tornado hunting, and then like kills them like as the tornado's touching down, and then like their body
their pieces are just gone.
So then the people are like, "Whoa!" Like a tornado tore this person in half.
That's cool.
I mean, that's a good plot.
But
for
also,
sure.
like, aren't tornadoes the most like spontaneous things in the world?
Yeah, I mean that you'd have
Like,
to.
oh, I gotta murder somebody.
yeah. Storm hunt. No, he keeps them kidnapped in his RV.
And he just waits and
And
waits
then
and
he
waits.
just waits, yeah.
Oh wow, that seems like a long. That's a little far fetched, if you ask me. Criminal
Yeah,
Minds,
right?
Is not really.
He's just waiting. So it's like, so I think it's gonna be about 3 more days. Nothing's touching down in this region for a while.
You hungry?
Yeah.
I'll get you some McDonald's or something.
I don't want you to go out being hungry.
I always thought it would be.
Have
cool.
you tried Ben and Jerry's caramel? You got to try before you die. I mean, it's some really good stuff, man.
Now that would be the worst of all. You have you get your first taste of Haagen-Dazs caramel cone before you die, and now you're fucking dead.
What could have been?
All right, I love it. We're gonna go next door and film Answer the Internet, which is our YouTube series. But tell the people we got Scissor Bros.
Scissor Bros, Jeremiah Wonders, and Stand Up on the Spot is at youtube.com/Jeremiah Watkins. Monday, May 23rd is the next premiere, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time with Tony Baker, Jessime Peluso, Josh Potter, and Todd Glass. So we got awesome lineup for that one coming out.
How'd Potter do?
He's great.
Yeah?
He's so funny, dude.
He's a fucking
Yeah,
animal.
yeah.
He's literally an animal.
Oh, dude, I love it. I love it.
He's like less evolved than us. I think
Dude,
he might be the missing link. He, like those shoulders are
He's
just
part of the DNA strand that's like everything lines up.
He took off his shirt here, or at least pulled out his shoulder.
I would start jerking off. It was crazy.
I was like,
Wild,
dude,
dude.
what the fuck?
He's
is that?
he's anti Jada Pinkett. Yeah, she needs some of him. They blend those two together. We might have a normal human.
Right.
All right, let's go next one. Make sure you subscribe to KFC Radio on YouTube to get all the video content. Subscribe, comment, like, and make sure you turn on the bell notifications so you know whenever new video content drops.
I want to say something, but the video has to be fast, so that's it.